back, everybody. We're here with Colby and his friend Collin. He's going to be our guest today.
Our second one ever.
I know, right? So,
Arguably the funniest one so far.
Collin's kind of interesting. He was Campout Victorian.
That's correct. Yeah,
Yeah, and you're in the military.
I am. Yeah.
Just
In the
a
Army.
kid.
Just a kid. Yep. I just had a kid. Yep.
So you went from teenager to adulthood, like really fucking
In
fast.
like 5 months. It's pretty fast. Yeah.
Ah, the good old days.
Hey, I'm happy where I'm at.
Well, I don't know. Tell us about. I'd like to know about the Ballad Victorian thing. Like, how the hell did you get that?
Yeah. I mean, that's a good question. So we went to a very small high school, and we had a total of 30 kids in our graduating class. So I would say it wasn't very challenging. But I mean, I don't think it matters really what school you go to. It's all the same curriculum. So, but people do ask that a lot because in high school I was very, what you would say, jockish and, and funny. And
Yeah.
parties a lot.
Right. I can account for that.
Yeah, it's hard to get grades and laid at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I happen to just do both. I mean, I don't know if you count your left hand or not, but
Oh well, you know. I mean, if you sit on it for a while and make it numb, we used to call that the stranger.
But yeah, no, my mom would always, bust my rear if I get anything less than an A. So she was pretty strict on me, and then so I just kept on out doing that, and then all of a sudden, I knew that I was like in the running for number one, number two.
Yeah.
And by the way, the only kid that beat me, his father is our math teacher, and his uncle was our science teacher. So there's that.
A little rigged, I'd say, but
He just had an extra tutoring.
Yeah, and I was co-salutatorian, but I did beat my other co-salutatorian by like 0.000 something. But I went ahead and gave it to her. It was up to me, and I was like, "We can split it. That's fine."
Did you really get after it there that senior year, like trying to get that?
So that's the funny part. That's probably the year I slacked off the most.
That reminds me of somebody I know.
My senior year, I had a friend. She pretty much did a lot of my work, and then I took some college classes, but they weren't too hard. No, everything just came easy to me. School comes very easily to me, and I'm thankful for it. So
Yeah.
I was congratulated by my parents if I got a C. So
hey, I mean,
That's not the way it always was.
D's equal degrees. So
that's what I'm saying.
Nah, like you used to do like the whole like A's and B's all the time,
Up
and
until sophomore year, I
yeah.
was all A's and B's, and
When'd you lose your virginity again?
sophomore year.
It's weird how that works out.
yeah.
It's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So, you missing sports yet, or?
Yes. I go to college at MSU, Missouri State University, and we're about to move up there. And when we do, they have this thing called intramural sports.
Yeah.
So like kids around the campus, it's like a league, like a basketball league.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna join a basketball league because I'm already missing everything.
Right.
So and it doesn't even matter what sport I play. I love it all.
And you and the guys play basketball like in Joplin a lot, don't you?
Yeah, we try to play together at least once a week, and it's just a lot of fun playing with your buddies.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely got to use it while you got it, because if I joined a basketball league now, I walked 3 miles yesterday, and I damn near died. So,
He came inside like walking like his legs were down because they were.
yeah.
It happens.
So, how's fatherhood treating you?
Fatherhood's great. I didn't think I'd be a father at 19, but here I am. But I mean, I wouldn't ask it any other way. She was definitely a blessing.
Right.
It's awesome. And I look at it where she's growing up and I'm still growing up. So we'll still be growing up together. And
Yeah.
I'm not too old to like hurt to get down and play, toys with her and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'll still be young enough when she graduates. I still have a whole nother life ahead of me. So
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't much older than you whenever we had COVID.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now. Like I can kind of go back to living the life I was having before and stuff like that, and which it, like you said, it's all a blessing. Wouldn't trade a moment for it. But it's time to do some old man crap. So
You might have traded my senior year away.
I would have traded your senior year, but like I was looking up the adoption laws for Missouri. Like you don't have to be under the age of 18 to get adopted out.
Yeah.
Like I was shopping you around on eBay. So an 18-year-old, mostly housebroken.
Time to toilet training.
Kinda.
I mean, don't get me wrong. My first initial goal was I was gonna like be that frat boy, work on the weekends and buy a brand new Mustang or brand new truck. But with this responsibility, it teaches me I'm still young, and so
Well, I mean, really, it only comes down to two choices. Like you can either have kids young and give up that young part of your life and then kind of enjoy your older years, or enjoy your young life and kind of work more into your older years. I mean, me myself, like I get to enjoy my older years because the boys are all grown up now, and I'm 42, so I still got a little time to kick it. So like I don't know, 7 years maybe tops. But
Yeah, just from our family track record, you're lucky if you get another 10.
oh well, it's that weight limit on the skydiving that's got me worried. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, I enjoyed doing it whenever I was young. And it's a lot easier to get up, in the middle of the night, change diapers and all that good stuff. So
yeah, and it helps. Like you said, I'm in the military, so we had my daughter right when I got back. So while I was in basic and AIT, I'm used to getting up at 4 a.m. But I'm used to drill sergeants screaming at my face with a red light. So I'm happy with a baby just crying.
yeah,
She doesn't make me do push-ups. So
You were too happy about her crying yesterday.
no, but
trying to concentrate, dang it.
We were playing games and just got the game was pissing him off, and the baby was crying, and you could just hear that he was so annoyed in his voice. I was like, man, I feel sorry for the kid right
Man,
now.
you can remember all the times I was annoyed with you. Holy shit!
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's a time I sat you on the porch for a while.
Just hoping someone would come grab me.
I mean, don't get me wrong. My daughter's definitely going to be a daddy's girl.
Oh yeah.
And I can tell she loves me, but as soon as her mother gives her over to me, it's all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
When she poops for her mom, it's like rainbows and sunshine. And when she poops for me, it's just a diarrhea, a volcano. It's horrible. And she's always crying. But
Oh, that sounds familiar too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, oh my god. I can tell you some poop stories.
yeah, I'm lucky I had a girl, not a guy. So at least she can't. Actually, that's a myth. They say girls can't spray at you, but my daughter managed to do so.
Well, enough determination, you can accomplish anything.
I remember being told about a story whenever I was a baby. I peed in my own eye one time.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I was like, damn, look at me go, Mr. Sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have joined the military.
I can pee in my own eye, guys. Watch me.
Yeah. Is there like a pea sniper division? Or
I'd be the peacemaker.
yeah, you use tiny guns. I don't know if you want to be a peacemaker. They use smaller bullets.
Me and you, Colin, we've had a lot of funny drinking stories.
Yes. So for those that don't know, listening to this podcast, I am famous on Colby's body. Don't take that the weird way, but
I'm famous on his too.
Yeah, we drank a little bit too much one night, and Colby decided that he bought a tattoo gun, and he decided that he wanted to be a tattoo artist for fun.
Only when we're drinking, though.
So
I
me,
did
him,
not sponsor this.
yeah, me, him, and our best friend / my cousin, we drank a little bit too much one night, and we wound up tattooing ourselves. And well, we spent forever trying to decide what to tattoo, and initially we were just going to brand ourselves. but we didn't have a cool brand.
And then we were making it out of like chicken wire.
And then we decided that was a really dumb idea. And then Colby was like, "Oh, I have my tattoo gun." But then we kind of decided what to tattoo on each other. And then we thought of the brilliant name Kick, KIC, which stands for Colby, Ian, and Collin. So each of us all have Kick tattooed on us.
Yeah. Mine's on my thigh, yours and Ian's are on your hips.
And Ian is very innocent, and that was his first tattoo. And he hid it from his mom for about a year. And how she found out is they were on a cruise ship, and he was laying down. And he, instead of telling her, he kind of like, stretched out, just so she could like look at him. And she finally saw it about a year later. And she's like, "What is that?" And then that's how his parents found out that he had Kick tattooed on his waist.
And we've got several like pictures, like another drinking night. I'll drop my pants, you guys will lift up your shirts, and we'll just like show it and have a tattoo picture.
Yeah, very dumb. I love Colby so much I've decided to let him tattoo me 3 times.
Has it been 3 times?
It has been 3 times.
What are the other 2?
So first was Kick.
Were you sober for any of these?
Absolutely not.
The first one was Kick, and then I think the second one was a group of friends we wanted tattoos, and I already had a 69 on my ankle.
Yeah.
So I decided to get 12 on my other ankle. So you tattoo 12.
That one looks rough.
And it is very rough. The 2 is going in different directions than a 2 should.
Yeah.
And then one night, me and my buddy, our friend Bryson, he decided he wanted a tattoo. And he has a lot. He has a lot of big tattoos. And I was like, "Bryson, I'm not getting a dumb tattoo with you." And then he's like, "Please, please." And I was like, "Fine, I'll get one on my butt with you." And so we decided to get a crown on our ass cheek. So
yeah, I put a crown on both their ass cheeks.
Yeah, so I can proudly say a man has fondled my booty. You're afraid.
Don't let your daughter listen to this over. She's old.
Yeah.
Well, did you at least remember the rule I told you?
It's firm, but gentle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's told me that since I was like 10 years old
Yeah.
about grabbing ass. Firm but gentle.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I would have prevented some things.
I have now tattooed 4 asses in my life.
Oh boy. Well, I wouldn't call anybody out because maybe their parents don't know yet.
Yeah. Well, 2 were girls, and then you 2 were the guys. But yeah,
I bet us guys looked better.
I don't know. I try to spend a little more time on the girls one, so make sure it looked good.
Oh yeah. Did it pay off?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We've been shot at a couple times.
Yes. You want to tell that story?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I mean, there's not really a whole lot to tell about it, but we were at a party outside town, and it was like a little shop party, and these 2 guys got in a fight and just absolutely brawled it out. And I have a video of it.
Yes, I have multiple videos.
Yeah.
A bloody shop. It was.
Yeah, I have a
impressive.
couple of them.
Our friend went to town on these 2 fellas.
But this guy, they just would not stop fighting. How many people tried to pull him apart? They were holding dear.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was. And
how many ass whoopings that take?
actually, that would have been 3 guys because it was our friend and then he fought 2 other people.
Yep.
But eventually, it just wouldn't stop. And somebody, I don't want to use names or nothing, but he got a gun out of his truck, a pistol, and I have a video of what he was saying. Like, "Everybody break it up," and then like fired 3 shots in the air. And of course, you just hear a gunshot, everybody flips out.
Yeah.
We go running. But I showed up with Collin and another friend, and I think one more. I don't know.
I think there's just 3 of us because I was in the backseat alone.
Yeah.
It was just 3 of us.
But we were waiting for the other one. I think we were waiting for somebody. So we sat in my car at the time and just waited and for the other person to get to the car. Whenever the gunshots went off, I didn't immediately run for the car, immediately ran for the cooler. So I could grab the beer.
Beer's more important than life.
That's one of the funniest parts about it. I literally did too, without even a second to think about it.
You
Everybody
might,
jolted, I jolted right to the coolers.
yeah, there might be an intervention in your future.
Yeah. And then they wound up calling the two dudes that got beat up, wound up calling their buddy in. And then
Yeah.
eventually Colby and I was like, and our buddy, we were like, hey, it's time to leave. So we went to leave, and then we were kind of blocked in.
Yeah, there was a truck sideways on the road.
Yep. And they hopped out and they pointed a gun at us. And we were like, all right.
Yeah, they pointed it like right at us.
Yeah. Like they were probably, he was probably like 10 more feet from you.
So like 20 feet, we'll say.
And he just held it at us and he was screaming at us. And then this girl got in the way and was trying to calm him down because she knew who he was. And I was like, all right, Kobe, it's time to go home. It's time to go home.
Well, what happened with us, we were pulling out and the truck was blocked and this guy was hammered as hell. And I stuck my head out, like I opened the door and like stepped on my running board and stuck my head up. And I was like, hey, can you move your truck? And he flipped around. I was like, what the fuck did you say? And like waving his gun around and right at me. And I ducked down into the car. We threw it in reverse, and that car had the most tinted windows you've ever seen. And it was the middle of the night; you couldn't see nothing. But I had both windows down, just using mirrors, just absolutely plowing it in reverse.
I forgot. Did he wind up moving, or did we go through the field?
Yeah, he wound up moving because there was this one girl that was like trying to talk him down when we got there, and then me saying, "Can you move your truck?" Just tipping over the edge, and he just went crazy. Eventually, we were able to get out, but then on our way back to town on another road, we almost hit a deer.
Yeah, and then right before we went to that party, remember your car broke down?
Yeah, it just stopped running, and then we went anyway. And then after we finally got out, we almost hit a deer, and then we went to our like in-town cafe, and there was a guy in there not wearing pants, just in his underwear, and there was one guy that looked like
it was unicorn underwear too.
Yeah, and there was another guy that just looked so weird. I have pictures of all of them.
It was like 2 a.m, and
Yeah.
he was wearing like suspenders, and he had a bow tie. And
He had big circle, super thick glasses. He looked like a barber from like the 70s.
Well, there's been so much weird shit going through the truck stop.
Yeah.
Like we saw that stripper the one night, or
Yep.
maybe stripper. I'm not real sure.
I don't know. She looked like a stripper, and she was dressed like a stripper.
like, did she take ones or did she take 20?
No, so
Nah, you'd be
we're
lucky if you
sitting
took
there-
nickels.
We're
Like,
sitting there
she
in the
would
corner
run.
booth, and it like there's just like a flash goes by my eye. I'm like, all right, and then she comes running in, and she's in like the stringiest bikini top I've ever seen.
Yep.
Like, and she could have been a branch manager at Hooters. Like she was very well endowed, and she was wearing a G-string, right? And she runs in, she like looks around, and then she runs around to the backside to where the dining area is. That's always closed.
Uh-huh.
And then she like stops, and she's like, "Where's the bathroom?" And like everybody's like not even saying a word, just all like,
We all pointed.
you know, just and so she goes running into the bathroom, and we're like, "What the shit is that?" And then she's in there for a little bit, and then she comes running back out, runs back behind the counter, around the cash register, out the door, then goes the opposite way around the building.
Away from her car.
Yeah. And she's like screaming, "Where's my car?" And she doesn't remember where she parked it, which is right next to the gas pump. You'd think that'd be a nice little landmark.
And she had just parked it like maybe 2 minutes ago?
Yeah, she obviously just really had to pee. Which,
Was this like late at night or?
It was like midnight.
I don't even think it was midnight.
It might have been earlier, but it was dark and it was cold.
Yeah, it was definitely before her shift started. So then she got in her car, and she went peeling out, and we're still like, and I seen, one of the older guys there, and the one that everybody calls Princess.
Yep.
Seeing him, and I was like, I thought it was your birthday or something. He's like, nah. So, but yeah, so Judy's is always interesting. I saw my first dude in high heels there.
Really?
Yeah. He was in like regular clothes, like
Yeah.
Just like a cowboy had like the pearl snaps and the Wranglers on and everything. He was just wearing these really bright red high heels.
That might be one of those situations like, hey, like your mom tells you, oh, go grab the groceries out the car, and you just grab whatever shoes are next to the door. That could have been similar.
Well, these were just in the semi, I guess. So,
Oh,
yeah, he was a driver. You know,
wow.
yeah. I mean, you see it. I've seen so much weird crap on the road,
Mm.
like where we're just, I don't know. You just see. I seen one guy driving down the road, kick back in his driver's seat, had his feet up on the dash on the passenger side, watching a really big old tube TV.
Mhm.
So the big box ones, that like you like turn on, and it goes boom.
Mhm.
Yeah, one of those. And he's like just cruising down the road. I'm like, okay, I was like, that's not real safe. Is it their driver? He's like, you mind your own damn business, you son of a bitch. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, fine, go ahead, get to the wreck. So,
Sure enough, 20 miles back, he was flipped over on the side.
oh yeah. Yeah. No, that was the cool thing about driving on the road, is you see all kinds of weird shit. So
On mine and Colin's way back into town, we seen it like we had barely missed it because it had just happened. There was like a moving truck like in the median, like turned fully sideways,
yeah.
and it was like they had some pallets out on the ground.
Yeah, that
And,
was an odd night.
yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I want to go back to where you guys were telling the story about, like the guy like pulled a gun and pointed at you and shit like that.
Which time? But yeah,
Right,
that
yeah.
time.
But I
Yeah,
kind
a
of,
couple times.
I was really fighting the urge to like not be like the old guy, be like, well, back in my day, we weren't a bunch of pussies,
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, the only time I ever really seen like gunplay was whenever. So back in high school was whenever we could have like guns in our gun rack in the back window of the
Mhm.
truck. And my friend had a new shotgun, and he's like, "Hey, come check out my shotgun."
Oh, I know the story.
Yeah, so we all go out to his truck, and he's like showing us his gun and everything, and like he just got it out of the rack, and this other guy comes out of school and everything, and he's like talking all kinds of shit, And I'm gonna beat your ass, blah 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 blah, all the way across the parking lot. My friend looks at him, he's holding the gun, and he looks at him, he's like, huh. Puts the gun back in the gun rack, goes over, kicks shit out of him, and then comes on back and goes, anyway, so it'll take 12 gauge, it'll take 20 gauge. And it's just like I can load 8 slugs at a time, da 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 da. And I was like, well, okay. Like thought never crossed the mind, like, oh, I'm gonna point my gun at him.
Yeah.
So I guess I just don't understand, like what that guy was thinking. Like why would you do that?
I think this generation, there's been a few times, a few parties that I've been to where kids or young adults definitely like have they're carrying a weapon, and I was like, wow, you're just asking for an
Yeah.
incident to happen. It's just
Yeah, I mean, some people do. Some people do carry to make themselves feel better. Like I don't know what it is, but it's like a cosplay to them. This one guy. I mean, back in my day, Colby was pretty young. I'd say he was probably about 4. He was enough to be walking around and stuff, and grabbing at things and whatnot. And this guy comes in to the truck stop, and he's sitting at the bar, and he's got his holster and his gun right there on his hip, but he doesn't know how to wear a holster, so it's like all loose. And he's got a 22 revolver in there, but the holster isn't made for a 22 revolver. So I mean, it's just dangling in there loose. And even Colby at 4 could have just walked up and grabbed it. And I was just like, man, that's the most ridiculous shit I ever seen. It's like, hey, you have the right to do it, and if you want to use your right to do that, I'm all for it. I don't care. But it's the cosplayers that really make it an issue. Like if you're not going to care enough on like how to use a gun and how to be
Safely holster
yeah,
one.
safe
Hold one.
practices with a gun, I mean, what are you gonna do if somebody did like come in to rob? You gonna Barney Fife them? You know, like
Yeah.
you're gonna be like Don Knotts with his shakiest gun in the West. You're like, you gonna put that down. You know, he's gonna shoot somebody. He'll shoot anybody but the person that's trying to steal.
Yeah.
So it was just, I don't know. But I see guys all the time that do carry that have like the correct holster. It's all, it's like high and tight. Like you could tackle them and it's not falling out. And
That's when I turn of age. That's what I'm getting my concealed carry.
yeah,
But it's just for protection.
yeah. I mean, I think everybody should get it. And if you feel you're in a situation you need to protect yourself, yeah, no, I'm with that. Sure, yeah, use your rights. But I don't know. It's a weird, touchy subject these days for whatever reason.
If you have a conceal and carry, are you allowed to travel with it?
Your conceal and carry for like whatever state you get it in does not carry you over to the next state.
Okay.
But you can get it. You can get multiple states. Like
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah. Don't. It's
like,
best not to take across state lines.
Well, I just didn't know.
So, but I think it's different whenever you have a CDL also. But you'd have to fact check me on that one. But
I'll have to ask a family member because he has his concealed carry and he drives for like American Express
well,
or something.
I don't
know he has his. He goes.
Yeah, but I don't believe we're allowed, even with a concealing carry, to carry in a semi.
Maybe
with a
he locks
CDL.
it up.
Yeah, maybe there's a way around it or something. But
Because you can't have it in arm's reach, right?
well, like if you have it in the car, it's supposed to be in the glove box, and then the clip is supposed to be somewhere else, and so
So if you get robbed, you have no time to protect yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. My friend that lives out in Vegas, he had a nice little.
You've told me so much about that friend. Like, I am so excited to talk to that person.
Yeah, like I'm going to talk to him about us traveling out there to do a podcast.
I wouldn't even care about being in Vegas. I would just care about talking to him.
Oh no, he's so interesting.
Never met him before. Just from what you've told me, he sounds like the most interesting and cool person I've ever met in my life.
But he's got a Tesla, and he had it like all customized and everything for.
Of course he does.
Yeah, of course he
He's
does.
literally Iron Man.
Yeah, I know. But in his little custom Tesla, he had a gun safe put in. And next to his driver's seat, so that way all he's got to do is put his thumb on it, and his gun comes sliding up.
That's cool.
That's cool. I've seen multiple things like that.
Yeah,
See, what did I say? Tony Stark.
yeah. Like even whenever he was living in Ohio, he chipped all the door locks in his house and put a chip in his hand, so that way he just has to walk up, like put his hand up there, and it unlocks and stuff. He does the craziest shit. Like
He's so cool.
I'm not even going to get into all the stories because that's a 3-part podcast right there.
Yeah, that's going to be like our number whatever
I
special.
don't even know this guy, and I'd like to meet him. That sounds awesome.
Oh, he's fantastic. Like he's like awesome to talk to and like hang out with, and he's been retired for I don't know.
What age did he retire at again?
I think it was like 26,
Is when
27.
he retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like he came back out of retirement because he got bored.
How do you even know this guy?
I met him over in Springfield through my brother Sean. Somehow he knew him, but he wanted to get into paintball, and so
That's funny. I had some questions about paintball, so
I always got some stories about that. But he wanted to get into paintball, and I assume he saw my brother playing or something over at Springfield Paintball, and we all played out at Owen's Outpost. But Sean would go rec ball in there sometimes, and he's all like, "Well, why don't you guys show me how to do it? I want to be on a team and this, that, and the other." And we're like, "Oh, okay." So he comes and he goes like straight to the store, and we're buying the best goggles. We're buying the best jersey, the best pants, the best shoes, the best gun, the
This
best
is what he
hopper,
did.
the best harness, the best everything. Everything. And then he came out to play, and so like
Lit up.
yeah, whenever you're wanting to join the team that I was playing on, like like initiation was you got lit up. Like, if you did, you take about 30 shots, because we couldn't hear you say hit.
Yep.
So anyway, so he came out, he played one day, he bought all that shit, and I don't think he ever came back to play. Or maybe he played a little bit. I don't. No, he did play a little bit because he had a custom paint job done on his paintball mask.
That's cool.
Yeah. So his JT paintball mask, like the one I got up there. I know you guys can't see that, but
But it's on display in our recording room.
you'll see when I get video. But anyway, so he had it all painted up to look like the Predator. And he sent it off to like a legit artist, and it's all hand painted, and
Yeah.
it wasn't like a decal, spray can job, And then shortly after that, he's like, "Nah, I'm done."
Must be nice. That's the goal one day to be like that.
Yeah. He's just so interesting, and I really hope we do get to go to Vegas and meet him.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause he's just so interesting.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about him, whenever we're off air, because I don't know what the statute of limitations and all that shit is, but yeah, he's done some crazy shit.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
And what about paintball? Are you getting into it? Or?
No, well, I'm in airsoft, but I was going to ask you just to tell some paintball stories, and then I was going to ask you, have you been airsoft?
I went once, and then
What would you say hurts more?
I wouldn't say paintball, but I'm not the guy though.
paintball hurts more, in my opinion. But I could see where airsoft could, because they're so small, if it got in a real vital spot, up underneath one of my 3 chins. But if it got up underneath your throat or something, paintball, I don't know, they're regulated at such a slow speed. They feel pretty close to the same. But I could see where
That's what I
airsoft
would
could
say.
get more.
So I've been to both in airsoft. I think the number one place you get hit in airsoft is I tore up my knuckles. I got lit up in the knuckles. I got hit a couple times in the body, but my knuckles is where I mainly got hit, and that hurts. And then paintball, I got hit all over,
Yeah.
and I don't know, because some body parts hurt more than others. I didn't know.
Have you played just rec, or have you tried tournament?
Yeah, just wreck. I haven't gotten into it. When I move up and start saving and have steadiness,
Yeah.
I wanted to get into airsoft hardcore, because
Yeah. Well,
airsoft's the closest thing to
it's a totally different game whenever you go from rec play to tournament play. Because it's kind of like if you want to play Call of Duty or you want to play Rainbow Six Siege. Because you got a team, you communicate, you have pre-plans, you walk the course, and you have a strategy for everything. For us, we did this thing where it was a swinging gate is what we always called it. But whatever field we went to, every team goes out, walks the field, checks the bunkers and stuff like that. And so we would always go up and find where we wanted to, plant our gate. So it was usually the right side, and I always played the left. And so the right 2 guys, you'd have, because we played 5-man, so you had your line, your wing, your center, your wing, your line. And so the right wing and line would go up to where we predetermined where that would be, and the center would go to a point, and then the left tape and left wing would go to a point. And then once we took out at least 2, either the tape in the center or the wing in the center or the tape and wing, whichever 2 we took out on the left is the side that we pushed, and then we just shut the gate on the rest of the way.
And so basically military right there, what we were taught, that's pretty much pretty close to it. So
yeah, we had a lot of different guys. We had a couple of ex-Army Rangers play with us. We had a retired, then not retired, then retired, then not retired Navy SEAL.
That's usually how it works
Yeah.
in the military. You try to retire, and you do, but then they wind up calling you back.
Yeah. Well, see, and I mean, I can say his name because I don't think it was his real name, but his name was Sam. And, like whenever you do paintball or airsoft or something like that, you get some of these guys are a little off in the head, and so they'll tell you some stories that there's no way they're real, right? And so, like, this guy that's all like, oh, I'm a Navy SEAL and this, that, and the other. I'm like, right, buddy. Because he's not the body type of a Navy SEAL, of what you see, in the movies and stuff like that. You're not 6'4" and like 230 pounds of pure muscle. Like, that's not you. And I remember but he was really good at paintball. So we just kind of put up with the stories and everything because he was like, I don't know, maybe 5'8", 5'8", 5'9", somewhere in there.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
Yeah, kind of pudgy, like, I mean, it's been a long time. He could have been a little taller, but I know I was taller than him, and I'm only 6'1", so he had to be somewhere around there. Anyway, so we just kind of all put up with it, and after a tournament one day, he like went to change, and like, we'd asked him before, like, you ever got shot? He's all like, yeah, a couple times. Like, and just like was nonchalant, so we didn't really believe it. And he peeled the shirt off, and he had bullet hole stitchings all the way across him. Like, and we're like, what the shit, Sam? And he's like, yeah, AK fucking ripped me. And I was like, so after that, I paid a little more attention to the stories. And then I thought I'd play him one-on-one in the forest one time. And, just for fun, we're just playing paintball, but, one-on-one, you're a little different, you sneak around a little bit, this, that, and the other. And I had him. I seen him. I was like, oh shit, there's his jacket, and I'm like, so I'm getting ready, I pop a couple shots and he doesn't move. I'm like, man, I know I got him. And then I feel a paintball barrel in the back of my head. He's like, you give up? I'm like, yeah, I do. Because there was leaves on the ground and everything. I should have heard him. I didn't hear nothing. So I actually believe it. He was probably legit.
That's pretty cool. That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, but I mean, you should definitely try some tournament play. Like, just get on a pickup team and just go. Like, I had so much fun doing it.
That's one of the hobbies I want to pick up.
Yeah.
So I did my little bowling.
Yeah.
And so that was fun, but yeah, I want to move on to.
I went a couple times with you, and I just never stood a chance. Not a single time.
Yeah. Yeah, in high school, with, where you saying the coach salutatorian, and I played sports and I worked, but my mom was like, you need a hobby. And I think she was just joking, but I took it to heart. So me and my cousin, the one that's tattooed on, Kobe and I, we picked up bowling. And then we got pretty good. Like, really good. And then so we joined leagues and we did it for a little bit and we enjoyed it. But then now I have no time for it. But I love it. It's probably, I wouldn't say my favorite sport, but like I have the most fun with it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But it's also the most frustrating sport. I think I get more frustrating bowling than I ever have any of the other sports that I play.
I used to really enjoy bowling, but I got married by a professional bowler, and so I've yet to forgive that sport for what it done to me. So
we just talked about this yesterday.
Yeah,
it's understandable. I've had my behind whooped a few times by male and female, a lot of times by male bowlers, but then I've had a female bowler that we went up against that she was practicing, and I think she was just like when you play pool at a bar, people suck, and then you put money on, and then all of a sudden they're good. Well, she was practicing, and yeah, she was like, she wasn't very good. I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, she.
You guys should try to talk his Uncle Jeremy into going.
Is he pretty good?
He's been on teams, and
he's a really good bowler. And he's a really good pool player.
And I like pool. I wanted to get into pool for a little while there, and we played quite a bit. And then when I'd go bowling, I'd play. And then we would play here at your house quite a bit. And I like pool, but I'm not very good at pool.
He's a lot like how my dad was about anything but there towards the end it was dancing, but got to be the best at it.
That's how I am.
Yeah, he's very competitive. Like he researches it. He's not. He definitely ain't granny style in it. Like he'll do the curve and like, I'll try to curve it the other way. And
Yep, backup ball.
yeah, he'll do all kinds of different stuff. I cannot keep up with him on it. Like me, if I like paintball, competitive, football, competitive, basketball, competitive, bowling and pool, I'm just there to have a good time.
That's how I am too.
Yeah, I just want to throw the ball really hard, and, I'll try the curve thing every now and then, but it all depends on like how far behind or how far ahead I am. So
Yeah, then I do feel bad about my daughter because she will learn what it's like to lose at a very young age. I'm very competitive.
well, that's good. I think that's good for kids to learn to lose.
I mean, my mother never let me win anything, and then that's how I think I got my competitive from. And then I became super competitive, and then I started winning everything.
Yeah.
What did I always lose at? Like when I was pretty young. Like besides brain cells.
I mean, video games I didn't let you win.
Yeah, that's a good point. Especially Madden. Oh my gosh. You'd run it like
Oh yeah,
2 to like 400.
yeah. It's not my fault you ain't good.
I was like 9.
Yeah, but still, I had a
There's 4
streak.
years into that game that I had been alive.
I think one thing that you guys missed out on that I think like my generation was like the very tail end of it, but it was an Optimus basketball, so like little kid basketball, and you had to go try out for the team. So you go and you try out, and then they cut you if you weren't
Not the
good.
participation trophies.
There's no participation trophy, no nothing. So I went, and I mean, I was raised out in the country, like we didn't have a basketball hoop or nothing. It's just my mom wanted me to try to do something, find a hobby, and I'm just a little kid, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go play with my friends. I don't know how to dribble. I don't have no do nothing. I had no business trying to play basketball on a team setting. So I got cut. And God, I was upset. I remember crying in the lobby of the gym because all I knew was that I couldn't play with my friends. And that pissed me off so much. And my dad, he never said it, but I think he felt bad for me. Because next thing I knew, we got a basketball goal. And he had put it up in the hayloft of the barn. And then all my friends would come over and because those adjustable ones, we put it down where we could dunk. So,
Oh yeah, that's the best part.
yeah, but that taught me how to dribble. And me and my brother, Jeremy, we were up there every day after school. And whenever the next year came around, it's time to try out again, I wasn't getting left behind. And so then I played, I got my spot on the team and went. Like you guys kind of missed out on that. Like, but as competitive as you are, if you would have got cut when you were little, holy shit.
Yeah, that would have been a no-go. That's how me and my cousin Ian, the one again that's tattooed on us, that's how we were with his little brother, Eli. He was kind of a crybaby, like he cried about everything, and we wouldn't let. Ian had a nice basketball goal at their house.
Yeah.
I mean, we block him. We wouldn't let him shoot. We just refused to let him win.
I participated in this a little bit.
Single game that we ever played, even if it was around the world, pig, 1-on-1, 21, it didn't matter. We'd always let him, we'd always make him lose. And he'd cry, he'd go back inside, then he'd come back out, play again, and he'd cry, blah, blah, blah. And I would say me and Ian are pretty good at athletes. I'd say Ian's more athletic than I was. I always said that I was the brains and the beauty. He was the athleticism. And then now, I think, now Eli, he's a really good athlete.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time he's our age, he'll be better than both of us probably combined. And I like to take credit for that. I say me and Ian had part of that because we taught him competitiveness. So I agree. I think kids should know what it's like.
I was helping coach baseball whenever I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was your guys' first year. And Colby was on the same team as Ian. And Ian is the only kid I ever seen at that age from third base to first base. Just a frozen rope. Just straight. Like, he's really good.
Yeah, he was definitely he was quick. He was very fast.
Yeah, I mean, I only played baseball like 1 year maybe in like in third grade. Baseball was never my sport. I just didn't enjoy it. And basketball, I played it once whenever I was in second grade. I just never cared for it.
Yeah, basketball. I grew up hating basketball, But my mom always said, like, she'll deny it now, but she always told me, like, if you aren't going to play basketball, you're gonna get up and run. You're gonna work out if you don't play basketball. I was like, well, that's dumb. Why would I work out when I can play sport with my friends? So no matter how much I hated basketball, I played basketball throughout high school and junior high, and I wasn't the greatest at it. But now that I'm graduated out of it, it's probably my favorite sport to play. And it was it was the most sport I hated growing up. But I love playing it now. It's just satisfying.
I do miss playing football because I played from I think fourth grade up until my sophomore year,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't play my junior and senior year because I didn't like the coaches, and I always had an excuse. I never had a good excuse. It was just I was either working or just didn't want to.
But coaches is a great excuse because coaches can make or break a player, basically. Coaches are like number one reason why players quit in the first place.
Well, they really weren't even that bad. It was just me finding something to not do it. I either wanted to work or I just wanted to spend my summer at home. I really didn't have a
Which is understandable. I mean,
yeah, but being a young adult, I should have actually done something with it because I do miss it. I had a lot of fun and I made a lot of you being one of them a lifelong friendship. And if I would have played my junior and senior year, I feel like I would have made a few more connections and had a lot more fun. Especially my senior year, I did not have a good time my senior year. But
Just so.
yeah, hey, it happens.
yeah, everybody told me that I would regret it, but you make mistakes, whatever. I can't go back and do it.
The only reason I knew that is because I didn't play. I played a sophomore, and then I got out of school early for bad behavior. So
I dropped out.
I suggested out.
I was 1 day away from not graduating my senior year.
I know.
Well, I missed like a shit ton of days. I missed over 40 days of school my senior year. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's not like 40. That's not 40 classes. That's 40 days.
And we went to school 4 days a week.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So it was like 10 weeks straight. Think about that. 2 solid months.
but they told me like you have to make it to the end of this week without missing a single day, and we'll go ahead and pass you through. Which I'm thankful they did, but that's also like one of the stupidest things ever.
I
graduated, so
in a way, yeah. Because if they would have asked me, like, hey, like maybe if you make a donation, like how much I would have paid just to get you graduated, so I didn't have to go through that another year.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would have sold the house, my car, my blood, whatever. I wouldn't have cared.
But I made it to the end of that week. I had 1 day left, and I was just fucking through with it. It was just a day I was being a pussy basically. And I walked out to the car. I got in. I started it. I was just about to put it in reverse and leave. And then I heard Dad in the back of my head, like, get your ass inside. And I shut it off, went back inside. I was that close to not graduating.
Yeah.
And after that year, the year we graduated, the very next year, they added a bunch of rules. And I know 2 of them was me. I don't know what the second one was, but one of them was you can't miss over 10 days of school or else you'll get some punishment. but they didn't have that rule before that, and then I missed 40 days of school.
You know what I'm most mad about since we've graduated?
What?
This year they added that they can wear hats.
Yeah,
And that was the biggest thing, I think, throughout history of school.
It was that way whenever I was in school. You couldn't wear a hat.
And that was like when the dinosaurs roamed, you know?
Accurate but hurtful.
that was there for the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
Oh, I could tell you guys what it like when dirt floor was new.
He was great for that then. But I mean, yeah, now they're allowed to wear hats. I mean, that was the biggest write-ups. That was the most kids getting in trouble.
I got a lot of detentions because of my hat.
I'm like, what's the big deal? And they were like, security issue, this and this and this. And it was just so dumb.
Yeah,
like,
back in my day, it was respect.
And yes, back then it was respect.
Yeah, now it's security. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they upped their gun count in children recently.
So, then pods are really easy to hide.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I know.
I attend church 1 to 2 times a week, and I dress church appropriate clothes. I mean Sunday best, right?
Mm.
And I don't wear hats, and like that's where I take in respect. And there's a lot of people in my church that wear like cargo shorts and t-shirt and like a daily hat. Like, that irritates me. I can see where back in the day, and then it was a respect thing. But
even whenever I used to go to church, I did the same thing. It's just respectful not to.
Yeah, and that's how because my grandparents went to church, and that's how they taught us. They're like, we were wearing the nicest clothes.
My dad used to make me dress up to go to court, and I mean like traffic court. Hey, you're like, oh, you gotta wear this, that, and the other, and whenever I got older and paid my own tickets, I never would dress up. I mean, I think I went to court, like the last time I went to court, I was wearing a corn shirt, and had 40-ounce bottles on it, and I'm in blue jeans. I'm sitting next to this guy, and he's like all dressed to the hilt, he's got like the polo, and he's got the Dockers and all that good stuff, and he got the little alligator sewn on, and he's like, man, aren't you worried about what the judge is going to say? I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, he's going to get you. And he goes up there, has the whole book thrown at him, like he's got to pay this, that, and the other, and there's some community service involved with it because he was speeding for, this many miles over, and I mean, he was going fast, like he was like triple digits, like racing somebody.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and he didn't run from the cops, but he kind of did, so.
I got caught at 91 one time.
And anyway, so I go up there next, in my corn shirt. I'm up there for speeding. I was doing 65 and a 45. But judge asked me how I pleaded, and I was all like, "Not guilty." And he's all like, "Why not guilty?" I was like, "Well, because I was just keeping up with traffic." And he's all like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, like everybody was going that speed, and the cop just happened to pick me and pulled me over." I was like, "You ever been on get off of James River there on Campbell like you're going to Nixon?" He's like, "Yeah, I live up that way." I was like, "Yeah, I got out there and I stayed with the flow of traffic." He's like, "Yeah, that happens sometimes. Just pay court costs, you're good." I was like, must be the corn shirt.
Must have been a fan.
Yeah, the guy was, like sitting back down trying to gather all his stuff together. And he's like, what the shit? Like,
yeah, it's impressive. I don't know what's more impressive for Colby's records, the amount of tickets he can get in a year or the amount of days he can miss in school.
Yeah. I've gotten way too many tickets for my age.
Or how many jobs he can have.
He hasn't told me like how many tickets that he's gotten like in total.
Let's just say I've been there. I think for 1 or 2 of them at least.
Yeah,
I would say at least 2.
I don't know what the official count is, but I know how much it affects my insurance that he's on. Yeah,
Well,
I know.
Well, there's some. I'll tell you the total afterwards because there's some things, but
Oh no, I don't want to know. I don't. I really don't. Like plausible deniability. I could be living with a felon for all I know.
hell, you wouldn't know.
Frosted tips over here.
Yeah, I did not prep that one, but we're letting her go back out so we can fix it.
Yeah. Be careful, don't get this shit.
I miss the mullet. That's the one.
Oh, I'm gonna let Colin.
At one point in time, we all were rocking mullets.
He if he would have kept the mullet length.
No, I won't lie. I don't miss his mullet. I do like his facial hair though. His facial hair is nice.
I like the facial hair, but
His hair where it is right now is about solid.
his mullet looked great whenever it was like down here at the neck, and then he let it get longer and everything, and
it
it
was
was
raggedy.
right. And then he had that band. I was like,
I looked like basic confused as a person.
yeah.
I mean, if I was walking on the side of the road and you pulled up, I would have been scared.
There's one story with the mullet. I was I was a regional officer for FCCLA, which is like an position, but not everybody can get it. And I went and had to talk on stage.
Right.
On stage in front of like 500, 600 people. Like it was a whole auditorium full of people. And they didn't tell me I had to talk to people that day. They were like, all right, go on stage. I'm like, huh? And I walked up there, but everybody else in my region was clean cut, wore their suit real nice, and had their nice blazers, was well put together. I walked up there. I didn't know this at the time, but I walked up there. My dress shirt, my buttons were off one, so like half my collar was way up, the other one was way low, and I came out with big flowing mullet. I looked. Oh man, it was something, and everybody, the entire room was silent because they're like, "Who is this hick? How did he get on stage? And whose jacket did he steal?" But I go up there and I announced this award, and it was all fine and dandy. But the lady that was like running it afterwards, she was like, "You got to cut the mullet, or you got to like opt out of your position." I'm like, "What do you mean? Like it's just a haircut?" She goes, "I know, but this is like a nice business occasion thing. You have to look somewhat decent." I'm like, I'm not cutting it. I'm sorry. And she was like, "Well, I'm going to talk to your advisor." And I didn't have to cut it. I actually did quit. It wasn't because of the mullet. But it was really interesting being the only one that was so out of place and the only one that had no idea that he was supposed to talk on stage that day.
Oh, I did come to it. So I like to listen back to the podcast sometimes.
Yeah.
And I got to noticing that, like, it was like last week, whenever Jamie was here, and you guys would start telling a story and everything. And they were good stories, like, you did talk about the fructose, and I was like, it's like I was listening to it for the first time. And I was sitting right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of trail off sometimes. So you might have to like quiz me every now and then. Like, what I said.
I have to do that off of air.
Yeah, but that's usually when I'm texting.
I would normally go into a whole story about like me and my friends and yada yada. And you're like, "Oh yeah, you were with Colin?"
Days off, or you're just like getting to that age where you just forget. Like,
Oh yeah, I got some like like gummies that maybe help.
You have to finish that.
Oh, multivitamins. Oh,
yeah, I was gonna say they come out with different types of things nowadays.
No, I don't have.
We're coming up to our hour anyway.
You stop that shit.
I gotta pee.
Well, I'll pee. Okay.
Go pee, me and him talk. So I got,
Yeah, we got lots of
I
stuff
like
to
to
talk about.
talk.
So
It can be the record, not long podcast ever, but for you guys,
Fuck you.
that's great.
so military. Like, what's your job in the military?
My job in the military, so my MOS is an 88 November, which we're a small MOS, and I know no one in the world knows what an 88 November is for those that are in the military that happen to be listening to this. Most people associate us with an 88 mic, and that's probably the most common MOS in the military, which is a truck driver. But that's not the case. I'm a transportation management coordinator.
All right.
So a glorified dispatcher is what I like to call it, to like not dumb it down, but like simplify it and not military terms for civilians. So my job is to get personnel and cargo from, let's say, Joplin, Missouri to South Korea, right? So like I gotta know hazards and different
Right.
codes and regulations. It's basically a boring desk job, but like we do go out into the field and like I'm in charge of railroad operations, so trains. I'm in charge of sea lift operations, so big ships and stuff, and I'm in charge of airload operations. So of course your planes, your C-37s and all those. So that's my job, but I'm a reservist, so I'm what you call a weekend warrior. So do I know how to do my job? No. But so I go and I sit there and look pretty and I do like simple things because I'm also not at the rank to like sign off on paperwork or to do certain things. So my job, I basically do like PMCSs, which is just basically I go out to the motor pool and just like check on things on the Humvees, make sure like everything's working right. We don't gotta send them to the shop. I do inventory. I do like simple things because I'm still low enlisted.
Yeah.
But
I heard that they're like trying to like phase out Humvees. Like, have you seen anything like that? Or
I haven't seen that. I should probably keep up in more of my job. You would think. I do know that there's a new weapon system. So instead of the M4 that we're using, some people have what they call an XM7, which I forgot what round it is, but it's really cool. It has like a computer system built into the weapon.
really?
So like it tracks like pre-shots instead of having to like zero in on a target and stuff. It like automatically calculates like I don't know. It's cool. I like watched a documentary type thing about it,
Yeah.
but I have a thing called short-term memory, so
Yeah.
it likes to just put in one year and out the other if I don't constantly do something.
Right.
But it's really cool because like it can like share with other weapons around you and like it's not one of those like high fancy like tracking bullets like you shoot and it just changes directions, but like it's really cool. And then I know we have new Humvees coming to my unit, and it's the newest type of Humvee. I forgot what they're exactly called, but they're pretty much like armored and they're like bigger and they have like cool like charging bearing on the front of it or whatever it's called. And then it's like just like upgraded. But I know I haven't heard that they're trying to get rid of the Humvees. That'd probably be smart because the military likes to do the whatever they build goes to the lowest bidder. Basically. So Humvees tend to break down and they get like 6 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
And we tend to travel a lot. So
Well, that's what I heard. That like Humvees, like they're getting to where they just break down constantly.
yeah, like all of our Humvees in my unit right now, yeah, they're in the shop. So they've been in the shop for it's going on 3 months now, but I think we're getting it back because I got my schedule yesterday and we have this thing called like Rolling Thunder, which is pretty much just a 10-mile convoy.
Yeah.
Just to make sure like all the Humvees are working correctly and you just like communicate. But
I've seen some Apaches flying over yesterday.
and those are cool. I have a few buddies that are warrant officers and they fly Apaches. They're both of them. They fly helicopters for the military.
I was like, they're either training or Biden fucked up.
Yeah, who knows? I mean,
or
hopefully I would know that if he did.
Texas is getting really serious.
Yeah, on the border, I have a buddy who might be going on a deployment to, Texas, to just the border. That'll be his whole deployment. Is so just watch the border, basically.
Wow.
My unit is going on a deployment next year, an 11-month deployment to Bulgaria. So
Really?
yeah, so I can choose to do that, but I'm probably opting out, with school and the newborn.
Yeah.
But I do want to go. I will go on multiple deployments eventually because I'm in the process of being an officer,
Yeah.
and so
I don't know. You
I
get
can't wait to be active duty and get to go to Korea,
yeah.
Japan, Germany, Alaska.
If you get a chance to travel, you should definitely
It's
take
free
it.
travel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That's something I'm wanting to get back into doing, like traveling and stuff like that. I'd love to go like overseas, like Italy, Ireland, Japan. Like I kind of want to go see all those places. So
yeah, and just to experience it is awesome. I have I have a buddy in South Korea right now. He's stationed there for 3 years,
Yeah.
and he's younger than me. Fresh out of high school. I mean, just got sent to Korea for 3 years. I'm like, man, that's kind of life, though. I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. So I can't wait. Can't wait to be active movie. I got 4 more years until I sign a new. Until I graduate, and then I'll be an officer.
Well, just be careful out there. I mean, even though you're, like you said, doing desk job and stuff, like,
Yeah, and the dream job in the military is I want to breach houses. Like that would have been my dream job, because I love like just breaching jobs, like blowing up a door, going through a house.
so like clearing it out and all
Oh
that.
yeah, that is like the coolest thing ever to me.
I,
You gotta be careful when you say sweeping the house with him.
right. I always thought that'd be like a cool job, but until like in paintball, played a SWAT team one time. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah,
Yeah, them boys are serious. So
I'd imagine.
yeah, like I mean, on the speedball course, we were fine. Like I mean, we beat them easily, because that was our arena. Like you're out in the open, you have these inflatable triangles that you're right behind, stuff that they're not accustomed to. But whenever we went indoors and we had to play the bad guys,
Yeah, that's when it gets real.
they got to make a plan and they got to come in the way they wanted to and stuff. I mean, my God, like that. I mean, it was so quick, so fast. I couldn't imagine being on their side trying to do it well. So
Being in basic training, one of my platoon leaders that I had at the time, he was a SWAT captain for the city of Columbia in South Carolina.
Wow.
So I mean, he told us so many stories that he was involved in and got to do. I mean, a lot of them were like really messed up.
Yeah.
So like even being, police, SWAT, military, like everyone has messed up stories. So, I mean, just being a SWAT captain, it was awesome. The things he got to tell us. And he was a really cool guy. What was his name? His name was like a Spartan name. Like it was crazy. And he had like super gray eyes. He was like a big, like African American, like brolicky guy. And he was just cool though.
yeah,
And I gotta think of his name. I feel really bad forgetting that off the top of my head. But he was really cool. And
You'll remember it randomly in 20 minutes.
yeah, I will. But it was really cool going basic because, like, being in the military, you'll meet people from, across the globe. Like, I graduated with people. I think at my graduation, our commander said that there was over 57 countries that was graduating with me. So, like, I had people from India, I had people from West Africa, and just my platoon alone I got to meet, and like they got to share stories with us. And
That's cool.
it's just really cool. So
yeah.
I love the military, 100%, 10 out of 10.
I definitely respect it. I just know that I was never the type to go. Like I don't know. I never could see myself in it. And I really just don't think I would have ever done it justice. To me, it seems something so high on the scale that for whatever reason, I don't think I could ever get there. So
There was at one point in time that I actually did want to go into the military,
yeah,
but I brought it up to mom, I think,
mm-hmm.
and she was just super upset. And I never thought about it again.
And
after
that's how my mom was.
Yeah.
I'm her only child, losing a baby, blah, 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 blah. I had so much other potential, and that's how my English teacher, Miss Ritchie, for those that know her, she's
amazing.
has taught me, my parents, my grandparents.
Yeah.
She'll die at her desk. She'll never retire. She said I was wasting my talent by joining the military, and multiple people said that.
Well, Miss Ritchie, she found good in me whenever I was taking her class.
And that's hard.
At that time, it was I remember our proudest moment before Miss Ritchie because we had this, I think Miss Roberts or something like that.
Mhm.
We were all so proud the year before because we actually made her cry. Like that was our goal. Like we were some shitheads. You know, that's kind of why they asked us to leave.
Yeah.
But whenever Miss Ritchie came in, and she was a pretty fresh-faced teacher at the time. She came in, and it did not matter what we did. She still tried, and like she earned all our respects because of it. Like she, to me, she's like the greatest teacher I had. You know, and I didn't learn a whole lot, mainly because I didn't try to learn a whole lot. But she really pushed like for like me and a couple other guys to do creative writing,
Mhm.
and like got us interested in it and got us participating in class, which none of the other teachers were doing. You know, like it's not that they weren't trying to; it's just they weren't as good as her to reach us.
Mhm.
You know, yeah, like our like fun in it was how mad we can make the teachers and see how fast we get kicked out of class and stuff like that. And, you know, like I'll quote Billy Madison in class and everything. I remember I was sitting there and there was this girl named Haley, and it was kind of a quiet part of the class. And I don't remember the teacher's name. She was the biology teacher, and I don't know what she was talking about, but she said the word chlorophyll. And so I couldn't help myself. I was like, chlorophyll, more like borophyll. You know, and class is like, ha, 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 ha. You know, and they
That's
kind
one
of,
of the stupidest parts of that movie to quote.
I know, right? And so the class got real quiet, and then I just kind of looked over at Haley, and I was like, no, I will not make out with you. Yeah, this is back when the movie was new. We didn't have Netflix where you could just stream it whenever.
See, that one's funny.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm trying to listen to the chlorophyll woman talk about God knows what, and you're just trying to make out with me. I'm here to learn. And, you know, and like Lemmy's over in the corner, like, you know, and he's like going nuts. And had him go to the office. And so I went to the office, and there's, you know, Sandra's like, back again? I'm like, yeah. She goes, what this time? I was like, quoting the movie. Okay, he'll be right with you. So,
Yeah, she is a good teacher.
I know a lot of people in our class didn't like her because her class was slightly more difficult than all the others, but I really did like her.
Teacher.
Yeah, for real. But I found a lot of like happiness in her. Like she just like she was very fun to joke with. She was just she was one of my favorite teachers.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And she heard that I was joining the military. The whole time her face was fun. Why I joined the military? Like when I was little, like my dad was a POS, and he, you know, he left when I was a little kid, and so I guess I didn't even know I did this, but my mom told me I would lie when I was a little kid, and people would ask where he was. I would say he was in the military, so he's gone. You know, because I knew that military guys were usually gone and stuff. And then as I was growing up, I just like found fascination with like jumping out of planes, you know, roping down helicopters, breaking windows. All that was awesome. I love guns. All that was awesome. But like me and my, you know, baby's mother, at one point in time, I promised her, I was like, I won't join, but because I had gotten thinking into it and I had figured out a plan how I was going to do life. And I was like, as long as we don't break up, I won't join. And we wound up breaking up for just about 6 months. But I mean, as soon as we broke up, a couple months later, yeah, I signed my contract. Like, yeah. And then we got back together. Too late. You're stuck with me now. And you're like, with the military thing. Oh, this is life. Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
so not bad.
She was like, please, you know, don't join. I was like, oh, that's fine. I kind of jokingly, I was like, as long as we don't break up, won't join the army.
Yeah.
And I never gave a look to like Air Force, not Gay Force, anyways, or the Marines or like any of that. I just was focused on Army. Yeah. As soon as we broke up, I went to MEPS, signed my contract. I was like, yep, military's my life now. So then we wound up getting back together, and I couldn't be more happier. And we had a little girl and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm excited. We still have a whole plan with it, but
Well,
that's
I'm
why.
glad to hear that, like, you're coming up with a plan and trying to follow through with it. That's really important. Because if you don't, I'm just saying, I had no plan at all. So,
And see where you ended up.
yeah.
Yeah, my
Start with your kid doing a podcast.
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's one of the coolest things I see so far, though. Like, and daily thing that like I enjoy just listening to you guys on podcasts. And then when Colby said, well, I kind of asked Colby if I could come on, and then he said yes. That's the most excited I've been in a while.
Yeah.
Well,
whenever the first idea of this podcast came up, we talked about guests, and you're one of the very first. I think you were the first
that
person we
makes
brought
me
up.
feel special.
Yeah.
And I like you guys said, I don't, same thing with you. I don't do this because I think you guys are going to be famous or whatever. And
Oh, we definitely are not going
not
to
to
be
get
famous.
sentimental or anything for those that are out there, or to Adam, but to me, because like I said 5 minutes ago, my dad was gone. Adam was always kind of like another dad to me. He was always cool, just seeing you daily at Judy's or anywhere else in life, just hearing stories or just talking to you. I enjoy this, and just being able to sit down and talk to you for an hour or 50 minutes or an hour and a half, however long we've been going so far.
We're at an hour 20 now.
An hour 20, it doesn't matter. I enjoy it.
You're right.
Like, this is my favorite part of today, obviously.
Well, man, I appreciate that.
And like, I have so much excitement going on for me later, but this is awesome. I'm going home and I am feeding baby probably and going to sleep.
Yeah.
That is my life.
Yeah, it's that way for a while. But it goes by so fast.
Yeah, she turns 3 months and 8 days.
Yeah,
And
like, y'all were
I
playing.
think I thought she was born yesterday. It's crazy.
Yeah, y'all were playing like elementary sports like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait because we thought we were gonna have a little boy. My grandparents had a boy first. All of my my mother had me. I was a boy, but all of my half siblings had boys first. My aunt had a boy first.
Yeah.
So we thought we were having a little boy, and we found out we were having a little girl. And I was like, that stinks. But then I was like, you know how competitive and badass she's gonna be in volleyball, basketball, softball. Like, she is going to be a little awesome diva. I can't wait.
You guys are just young. You didn't know that. Like, you could have changed that.
Oh my gosh. I know where you're going with this.
So,
Sorry, it's just really funny.
when Colby was little, I got a letter from a teacher because of this. Thanks. But whenever he was little, he's all asking me questions. Like, well, how does a baby, become like how was I a boy, and I don't know. I didn't, like I said earlier, I didn't pay attention to biology. Like, I didn't pay attention to school at all. So what I came up with was, I was like, oh, well, everybody is born a girl, but me and your mom talked about it, and we really wanted a boy. So I pinched your nose and I blew in your mouth real hard until it popped out.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and he believed it. Like, and he went to school and told them that. So I got a letter.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got like a cease and desist on that shit.
I don't think my mom ever explained to me the birds and the bees, or I never asked where
Well, see, you figured it
things
out.
came from. Yeah. Yeah, almost, 5 seconds and then poof, baby. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Then that's rounding up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be lucky if I got that far.
5 seconds, man. I gotta work on my game.
Yeah, pregame it next time.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, I know.
I've all been there. And
This is a really important day. I better pregame.
Who knows when this will happen again?
They
That was 27 years later.
They just thought I was that chill and relaxed all the time. Dating life is so hard these days.
See, I'm 19 and I'm still struggling, but I'm also me.
females are just never satisfied.
No.
I said females are just never satisfied. And I say that, but I mean, males are the same way. Just no one's satisfied these days.
Yeah. I don't. it seems like it's always girls that aren't satisfied, but I mean, I've seen it on both sides. I've seen some guys like trying to leave their girl. I'm like, what the hell wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, but why? And I've had a couple of friends that like come close to that shit. I'm like, okay, but just so you know, if you do, I'm going right for it. There ain't no front cover. Like, I tell your Uncle Jeremy that all the time. Like, you better not mess up with your girlfriend because I'm right there, man.
Yeah.
I finally saw who she was the other day. They came into Judy's. And
Yeah.
I was like, I see what Adam's saying. But
It's good thing him or her doesn't listen.
Keep her in the Jasper, apparently.
Yeah, like I think the majority of the audience is like y'all's friends, and then some of my friends, but like none of my family. I don't think anybody in my family listens.
I'll probably be like, hey, Mom, don't listen. Because the stories that we shared earlier about the parties and stuff, she definitely doesn't know about that.
Oh, your mom's gonna listen.
Well, actually, yeah, I'm out of the house now, so she can't do nothing. So
There's a statistic for Spotify, and it shows me like what age groups are listening, and I think it was like 40% of it is your age group.
Oh, all right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
So,
that.
like 23 to, well, no, it was like 35 to, or 33 to about like 47 or something like that.
all of Adam's fellow truckers on
That's
their way
right.
to St. Louis or Springfield that they just listening to.
Like the majority of it is his age group. I'm like,
Yeah.
why the hell is everybody? Why haven't all my friends?
We have no friends, Colby.
We drive trucks. We ain't got nothing else to do during the day but listen to the radio.
Right. So I drive to Springfield, which is an hour and 15 minutes, and that's what I do every Monday morning. Is I listen to this podcast. Well, I say every Monday, but since you guys have started, every Monday morning, I listen to it on my way to school. So,
Yeah, we will release this on Sunday again.
yeah.
Because we're recording on Friday,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
a very first for us.
yes, because their guest is a weekend warrior, so he will be gone for military this weekend.
We had to make special arrangements.
I know.
We'll accommodate for you.
I'm special in
That's
more
right.
than one ways.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know. This podcast thing, I mean, I know we talked about it and everything, but it's still so weird to do. Like,
I mean, this is episode 6 now,
yeah,
so we haven't been doing it too long.
this is the most committed that we've been to something.
Yeah, like together.
Yeah. Is that what I say? 3 months?
Yeah, you said 3 months.
Yeah.
We're a month and a half now.
Oh, God.
Keep it up. I'll lose, you guys can't quit because then I'll be bored on Monday mornings.
I actually have a friend in
Go over to Joe Rogan.
Yeah. I have a friend in Canada that listens to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I met him through World of Warcraft.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, met a couple people up there. His wife's actually from Oklahoma. So I always thought that was kind of cool. I was like, is she ever going to come home and visit the parents? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But
I've got one friend that's I've never met her before. It was just through Snapchat, but she listens and she lives in Europe.
really?
Yeah.
Shit, we international.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think my friend out in Vegas, I think he said he was going to start listening. So, but
Yeah.
So, how he's married, right?
He is?
Well, he was.
Yeah. Okay, I knew that.
So I don't know what happened with that. I ain't going to get into it. But anyway, they split up and they're getting divorced, right?
Yeah.
That was, I don't know, solid 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he's a little bit older than me. And he's already got like this 21-year-old chick. He's my hero.
Yeah. He's my hero. I've never met him. He's my hero.
Yeah. I can't do everything like he's doing. but yeah, he cracks me. I talked to him for about 2 hours the other night on the phone.
Yeah.
Asking a couple of questions that, we'll probably talk about on another podcast at some point. But
Hopefully soon.
well, there's so much that goes with it.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
He's so complex, but in an amazing way.
Yeah, like I'd really like to save it until we actually went out there to visit him and like do it out there.
And Dad's Las Vegas friend, we won't say your name, but this is for you. I really want to meet you. And Dad told me so much, and I want to be friends.
Yeah. Well, you gotta be ready to like go like parties and shit.
Well,
Wait.
I mean, I worked up my tolerance with Collin, so
No. Like
I'm at party tolerant.
the parties that he goes to are not the parties that you're accustomed to.
You think so?
Like, yeah, these are like high end. Yeah, like this dude don't do nothing. Like just kinda like his.
Yeah, from what you've told me, that's true.
So we were supposed to take a trip to St. Louis, and I don't even know what we were going up there to do. He just wanted to go, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll just fly up there." And well, to fly from Springfield, Missouri to St. Louis, Missouri was like $700 a piece. And he's all like,
It's such a short drive for so much money.
he's like, that seems a little expensive. Hold on. And so, he got on his BlackBerry. That was whenever those were futuristic.
I remember yours.
Yeah, gets on that, and he's like, "Oh, well, shit, a limo's only $1,000." So we rented a limo and rode in the limo all the way to St. Louis. I don't even know what hotel we stayed at. I just know it was too tall for me to like look up and see the name. And go into this gigantic lobby. This place is beautiful. It's got the whole room service. It's got the restaurant in there. Like, this place is amazing. And we go up to our rooms and everything, and then we went out and like we ran around, went to a couple of casinos, went and did some like nightlife stuff, all in a limo. Like, the limo from Springfield dropped us off, and then he called another limo to come get us, and then we just traveled around in this limo all night. And people thought we were famous for whatever. People see limo.
Yeah.
And so then we get back to the hotel, and he gets bored, and he's all like, well, "What are we gonna do?" I'm like, "I don't know." So he calls the limo again, and we go to, I think it was Walmart, and he buys all of us laser tag outfits to play laser tag. And like, he had us up in the nice rooms, and he was spending the money and shit like that. The hotel let us play laser tag throughout the hotel. There was like a senior trip there or something like that, and like we were like running through the lobby shooting at each other, and like he dives off into the senior trip and is like hiding behind the kids that they're on their trip. He's like hiding behind them. They're like, "What the shit is going on?" And then he takes off running, and like they stopped us when we got to the roof. Like they're like, maybe not the roof. And then he, I don't know, we got done. He just left the laser tag outfits. He's like, I ain't never gonna use them again.
Wow.
Yeah, like he always did like crazy shit like that.
Well, Sam, that's the way to live, though.
Well, you know why he liked me and your Uncle Sean?
Because you wouldn't ask for anything? I thought that's what it was.
Because we would make him let us pay for dinner sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only reason. Like he's like, "Man, these guys ain't trying to bleed me dry." Shit, all right. And then he always kind of watched out after us after that. But he was just a blast to hang around.
Yeah. That's why if Collin ever becomes a millionaire, I don't have to worry about it because I was already friends with it.
Exactly. Not if, it's when. It's when.
That's a good point, yeah.
Did we talk about what you're doing in college?
No, I don't think so.
What's your major?
I'm in business management and leadership, which is a basic thing, but like my plan is, since I'm going to be an officer, what officers do in the military, they're in charge of the enlisted, basically. So that's basically a manager by itself. And then I want to be not a manager, but I want to own my own business. But I want to learn how to treat employees how they're supposed to be treated. But I want to be able to, retire easily by I want to be able to be so bored and retired by the age of 40 where I want to start another business. Either retail, because I do want to do own duplexes and stuff, because I know multiple friends like Boston, right? Me and him already discussed it. Like, hiring him on, and
Yeah.
because he knows how to fix freaking basically everything. Because
He's going to college for it too.
yeah,
Now.
he goes to college for it. His dad, his stepdad, they do everything.
They're like handyman on steroids.
So I want to be able to, well, one, provide for my daughter for the things I never got to have, which isn't a lot. I was pretty spoiled. But yeah, provide for family and be able to retire and, help the community and maybe start some kind of foundation and help friends if they need it. And
Aww.
yeah, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, like people are like, oh, you want to make 6 figures? No. God, no, that's pit money. That's pitiful money. I want to make 7 figures by the month. Like, that's where I want to be in life. So
You want to Jeff Bezos it out?
yeah, I want to do things not to make money. I want to do things for fun. So like if I do this and this, it's for fun. The military is one. Yes, right now I'm doing it for benefits, but it's because of something I've always wanted to do. And like a lot of people, they ask me like, "Oh, military's paying for your education." No, I'm very lucky and thankful. I have academic scholarships and these scholarships and these scholarships, and my college is paid for before the military.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the military because I just wanted to do the military.
Right.
But yeah, that's the goal one day is to be like the next Caleb Marty of Missouri. But
Yeah.
I think our goal is to settle down in like the Gulf Shores area. That's where the Kate wants to settle down. So maybe buy some land. I want to build a barnuminium. That's my dream house. Because you can do basically whatever you want with those.
Yeah, I love those.
I feel like everybody in like a 2,000-mile radius up there to dream house.
Yeah, barnuminiums are
Because
awesome.
they're really nice.
If anyone listening in doesn't know what that is, man, just look it up. They're incredible.
We brought up Caleb Marty, and he's killing it.
He is worth $500 million.
Yeah. But I do remember driving by, and he would be working on people's cars in a gravel driveway. No shop, no building, no nothing. I mean, he was just damn good at working on cars. And he was very focused, But I mean, if you can go from that, just working in a gravel driveway to what he's doing now, So, I mean, and it's amazing how much hate he will get on Facebook. It shocks me to this day, like just how much hate. We haven't gotten any yet. I know it's coming.
Oh, I'm just waiting.
Oh yeah, like I'm waiting for all kinds of remarks, especially after the video comes out. Like,
ooh, that's what you guys look like.
Yeah. Something I haven't checked since last episode went out. I have a question thing set up for Spotify. So if anybody listens for next time, like there's a question thing you can put for Spotify.
We'll check it.
You guys keep talking. I'll look.
Yeah, I doubt anybody clicked on it. But
last time, like not this most recent episode we did, but the time before that, like 3 different people responded on it. So
good.
We'll look.
Yeah, if there's something, we'll talk about it. Yeah, no, that sounds like a really good plan. And Gulf Shore, is that Florida?
Alabama.
Yeah,
she has some family up there, and that's where her dad wants to like settle down after he's retired. And I told her, I'm like, I guess the beach is nice,
Yeah,
I own a couple of houses.
It is nice down there.
It's expensive.
Whenever Colby was little and I was still young enough to do it, we did me and my friend Brent, my friend Brian, which Brent would be cool to get on here too.
Yeah, he would be. There were none, by the way.
But we did like this whole southern tour. Like we started in New Orleans, and I worked our way over to like Alabama, Mississippi.
Me and my family did that. We went from here to Florida. So
yeah, it's great. Like, and if you ever get time, if you can get away from the baby for a little bit, and like if you can get you and your friends together and just pick a spot somewhere on the Gulf and just work your way over.
That's something I've always wanted to do. I think I might not have talked to Colby about it, but
We've talked about it before.
like I wanted to do a road trip with just us boys and like
Yeah,
the amount of stuff we could get into in just a week span.
yeah, I highly recommend it.
That's kind of why I want to get a Tahoe again. I had one for a while, and then I got rid of it, even though Dad told me not to, because I would regret it, and I absolutely did.
You and that damn
You
Tahoe.
and me and a couple of our wildest friends just get together for a week.
I have a
On
few
the
in mind
coast.
already.
Just go down the coast.
Yeah.
We'd have so much fun.
Just save up more money than what we did. Like we went on like a dollar store budget,
Yeah,
you know, but
I'm thinking like at least $3,000 each.
and you know, like you guys don't have to like carry a video camera now, but back then we did. And so we like recorded like almost not the whole trip, but definitely all the highlights and stuff. And
Do you have access to that anymore?
yeah, I still got the DVD right there somewhere.
We need to like maybe throw some clips up at some point.
Yeah, yeah. If I ever get Brendan Bryan on here at the same time, we'll like play that. Yeah, it was great. There's a couple parts we're gonna have to edit out, but
Oh, surely.
yeah. But it was great. I mean, it was such a good time. And New Orleans, man, like I could spend the whole time in New Orleans. But the only thing that pissed me off about it, and if Brent and Brian do listen, that they know exactly what I'm talking about. Because we go down to New Orleans and we go out walking around and everything. I'm getting drunk as shit off these hand grenades
You
that they got.
Bourbon Street.
hmm
Yeah, we went there once.
Yeah, and we get back to the hotel, and I'm starving, right? So you're down in New Orleans. I mean, you know, you're gonna get some Cajun food, right? You know, like you're gonna live it up and all that. Not fucking Domino's pizza. They're like, no, they get Domino's and ordered it to us, you know, like delivered. I'm like, but we're in New Orleans. Like, I want to eat.
That's where all the good goods at, man.
But we did go to the St. Louis Cemetery #1, where Marie Laveau's buried.
Who?
Marie Laveau.
Never heard of her.
She's the lady that's like credited with bringing voodoo to America.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, have you ever heard of Marie Laveau?
No, but she just became interesting. So
Yeah, it's me too.
Yeah. Like, so she was like this witch lady who lived out in the swamp. And so, like, we went to her grave, and I was very careful at her grave. First off, the St. Louis #1 cemetery is not in a great spot. Like, there's a police station on this side, and then like the projects on this side. You know, like gunshots, random babies crying, and then going quiet. Like, just yeah, like it is creepy. You know, and the cops are like all sitting out front, not giving a shit. You know, like this is like after Katrina and all that, so like everything is like kind of, you know. But anyway, so we go there. We finally find her grave, and like you're supposed to go with a tour guide, right? You know, so you go with a group, and you're a tour guide. No, we're just three dumb Missouri hicks that go down to New Orleans. We go in there by ourselves. And that was creepy all on its own. But we finally find her grave, and there's these offerings to her, right? So you leave an offering to Marie Laveau, and you ask her to do something for you. You know, like you ask, you know, like a wish, you know. And then whenever she grants you that wish, you have to give her 3 more things. And if you don't give her those 3 things, then you're in a world of shit. So
Wow.
yeah, they even had this old country song, you know, called Marie Laveau. I don't remember who sang it, but
maybe that's why the name's familiar.
yeah. Alexa, who sang Marie Laveau?
Good evening, Adam. The song Marie Laveau was sung by Bobby Bear, a renowned American
Bear.
rock band.
Yeah, so it's sung by Bobby Bear. Like, well, after this, we'll have to listen to it. I really like that song. But anyway, so we get a chance to like research her a little bit. She's like really interesting, but also very creepy at the same time. So, but yeah, she's credited with bringing voodoo to America.
That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So there's lots of stories, lots of songs about her, stuff like that.
I think I'm going to fall in that rabbit hole after this.
Oh, you definitely should.
Colby tends to do that.
I really do. Like, I find one thing that's like really, really interesting, and I'll just absolutely fall into it so deeply.
Well, maybe they have a movie with her in it. I don't know, but how they haven't made like an updated like scary movie of Marie Laveau.
Yeah. You see that they're coming out with the Bob Marley movie?
Yes.
I'm very excited about that.
On Valentine's Day. Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
I'm very excited for that.
That one, I would like. I wasn't gonna go to theaters to watch Elton John, not for any reason outside of Rocket Man, I guess. Like that's the only song. Like I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
I really do. That was another rebel. Was Elton John. I've
I
got
remember that one.
there's a whole little section of my like songs. That's what I just listened to on Spotify.
Yeah,
I have my like songs. I'll just shuffle through all my phases of different music,
yeah.
and I have like probably a 15, 20 song just like section of just Elton John.
I remember you had to have the Elton John movie, and you had to have Queen movie.
Queen, I'm still obsessed with.
Yeah, and I was questioning whether or not I was ever going to have grandkids. And I was like, oh, what? Him and Ian been hanging out a lot.
Yeah, maybe adoption.
I still am obsessed with Queen. That's just Freddie Mercury and all them. It's just it's so complex and so interesting.
In high school, like we had a teacher obsessed with them, and then she got us obsessed with them.
Yeah.
and
I was obsessed with them
just
before
became
then.
obsessed with them.
I was obsessed with them before
Yeah.
then because of a stepdad I had at one point.
Yeah.
He got me really into him, and then I just continued and fell deeper and deeper in love with them. They're just so cool.
You can be excited about Bob Marley, but I'm excited about Kung Fu Panda 4. I don't know about you guys. That's
Oh my God.
There's a Kung Fu Panda 4?
Yeah,
Yeah.
April 9th. I'm pretty sure coming out. But the bad guy is a chameleon that can like change into the past bad guys.
Oh my god.
From the other movies.
Yeah. So like she can change into Tai Lung, which is the
The leopard.
the
Yeah.
leopard.
Yeah.
And like I'm just excited because like that's awesome.
You've been obsessed with that movie since I've known
That's
you.
what my high school quote was from Panda.
Yeah.
You don't seem excited about Kung Fu Panda, Colby.
I really enjoyed it whenever I was younger, but we had it on. I think we got the red box one, and then we just never returned it. But
That wasn't me, that was your mother.
oh, I know. But we watched it so much, all three of them. Well, the first two, and then the three eventually came out, and I already lost interest by then. But we just watched them so much, it was just oversaturated that they're not interesting anymore.
Well, I mean, Colin will go.
Exactly. I'm also excited about the live action Avatar. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Avatar.
Yeah, I've seen Avatar.
Not the blue characters, the
yeah, okay.
cartoon,
Like
like the
Airbenders.
American anime.
Yeah, I seen the first time they tried the live
So yeah,
action.
that movie is awful.
Yeah.
Don't watch that before you watch the
It's
series.
slightly better than the live action Dragon Ball movie that they tried.
I've never seen either one.
Like watching
Yeah.
the cartoon series and then watching the Austin's calling me. And then watching that live action movie is horrible. But this one is made by Netflix. And so hopefully like they're gonna do a better job. I'm excited for it because the first movie was just horrendous compared to
Netflix did a great job with One Piece.
Yeah, with the live action one.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job with that.
I never watched the movie or the show, but I heard a lot of good things about the movie.
For my truck driving friends, we're talking about cartoons right now, so you need to like return a phone call or whatever. Go ahead. Yeah, but yeah, no, One Piece they did an excellent job on. So yeah, I think they probably did a pretty good job there. So, but to switch over to something besides cartoons, I seen something on TikTok, and I had to ask the question: who's the better tight end, Travis Kelce or Gronk?
I would say Gronk.
I would personally say Gronk because I think nowadays, like Travis Kelce is just media. I mean, don't get me wrong, he beat postseason records this year.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a player, but
Taylor Swift has alone brought $337 million of like revenue to the NFL
Yeah,
with just her appearance in the NFL.
well, I mean, honestly, the NFL was kind of on a downward slide. But I don't know. I mean, if I had to pick between, Kelsey or Gronk, if I had him for the whole game, I would take Travis Kelsey, right? Because he's a damn good tight end.
Gronk does get gassed pretty quick.
But if I had to
But
have,
Gronk played defense and offense.
yeah,
Has Travis ever played defense?
I don't think so.
but if I had to take, if I had to pick one of those tight ends for the final drive of the game to win the game, I'm taking Gronk.
Yeah.
Because Gronk, he will sell out completely. I mean, he don't care if his knee's blown out, his arm's taken off. Like, he is going to win the game.
Yeah.
And Gronk was like really smart about football, but like he just never could show it,
Yeah.
I love that one TikTok where it shows like Tom Brady like doing the cadence and he looks over at Gronk. He's like, Gronk, stand up. You're like, oh shit. But yeah, if I had to have one of the two on the last drive to win the game, I'd take Gronk.
For this episode of the podcast, I'm not going to be able to put like topics for it because we're running on 2 hours.
That's
Just about. I'm just saying, every other episode, we've had our little topics, normally 3 that have made up the hour.
That's just how cool I am. We just talk about everything.
Yeah, if we're going to have a Collin episode, it's got to be special.
That's a good
You
point.
can't have multiple episodes. You just have one big bang.
And then like 3 years later, we'll have another one, and that'll be
If you're
another
still
big
going.
one.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I mean, you can have me on anytime I want.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you can come out whenever.
Watch the not subscribers, but the viewers just drop after hearing that I'm on it. That works.
I don't know the one with Jamie. Last time I looked at it on YouTube,
So bad.
11.
11.
Yeah, 11. Like, we've been holding steady at like 35, 40, somewhere in there.
Yeah, and our first one is really high. It's at like 150, 160 now.
Well, 162, I think. 161, 162.
But yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like TikTok and YouTube, like you got to be good at what you do, but at the same time, it's pretty much luck. Like,
Oh, yeah, for
based
sure.
off of like you can make a pretty like title and like the picture of like the video, like
Yeah.
something big, and like it'll pop off. Or like TikTok, sometimes like even the crappiest video gets super popular just because.
Mhm.
Like even Joe Rogan, he had a pretty small following for a really long time, and he maintained that basically that following. And eventually, somebody bigger than him like talked about him, and then he just absolutely blew out of water.
Yeah.
And now he's what he is now.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe one day you guys will be having like I don't know Donald Trump on this podcast.
Wouldn't that be something?
I mean, I feel like by the time, like, if ever became famous for this, he would be dead for about 175 years. Like, I'm gonna be long gone by the time. Like, listen to what the old redneck used to say.
That sounds good to talk about. If you could have absolutely anybody on the podcast, who would it be? Like your dream guest.
That's hard because like you
Yeah.
gotta choose someone with either like stories to tell or that's super funny or super like famous or just
already
like a
got mine.
personal event that like alive or dead or of all time.
Alive, currently alive.
The only reason I know him is for like a few of the movies. Like, he's always had small parts in movies, but I really always liked him in his little small roles.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but I never knew who he was. Like, I didn't know his name or nothing.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of a regular on Joe Rogan, but Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that
He's a
guy's
UFC
hilarious.
fighter, isn't he?
No.
Oh, no, it's the
That's
cartel Joey Diaz.
yeah.
I really like him.
Oh my God, he is so hilarious. Too. Like, he's one of the reasons why I want to go down to the mothership down in Texas, Joe Rogan's place.
Yeah.
That's why I want to go down there. Is just so I can see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's so hilarious to me. So
If I had an all-time or like currently alive, it'd be kind of hard to pick. But I know like my top three would be like Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
That'd just be amazing. Paul Rudd and Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah.
The three completely different relations, but
Ryan Reynolds.
see, I would really like Ryan Reynolds just because I got to meet Ryan Reynolds, but
I'm not gay, but I would be gay in that moment of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think I could talk if I saw Ryan Reynolds.
yeah, I'd probably just like slobber a little bit. Maybe
Yeah.
like he'd like sniffle the air and it just smell like piss because I just like wet myself. But
Yeah.
mine wouldn't smell like this.
I probably kind of did. It's a little saltier.
Yeah,
a little creamier.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, probably like just like comedians, like famous actors.
Yeah. Why did Mayoff just fall out your
Like
shorts?
Adam Sandler. I feel like
Adam Sandler would be a really good one.
Yeah, he would.
I personally like Kevin James, but I mean,
Yeah.
I would have Jack Black
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
That'd
just
be good.
because like you could talk about movies or companies or rock
Tenacious
bands,
D, yeah.
exactly rock band. You could talk about whatever you wanted, and like he'd just be right there.
Like all I knew him for was Tenacious D back in the day.
And that's what's funny. When I was little, I would listen to Tenacious D
Yeah.
for like a long time. Like I know all their songs, classical. Like me and my cousin Ian,
Yeah.
we know all the songs. And forever, like because I was little and I didn't really like piece together things, I didn't realize that was the same person. And then when I was like 13, 14, I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
that's him.
Yeah.
Ian's the person that showed me Tenacious D.
Yeah.
Whenever I was like
Yeah.
14.
We would
13.
listen to the randomest songs
Yeah.
ever on YouTube.
I know he would just show like the original one was Tribute. That's what he showed me.
Yeah, tribute. Like I know that whole song. Or
So yeah, so do I.
classical. We would listen to like random songs, like a song called "Bacon" by they're a podcast. I forgot their name. They're a famous podcast, but like we would listen to this random stuff, and that's how I found Tenacious D when we were young.
I always just knew him for Kung Fu Panda and School of Rock.
Me and Kate watched School of Rock like last night.
It's still a good movie.
Oh, it's
Oh,
awesome.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
One movie I've been dying to rewatch has been Goodfellas. That's one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. Have you ever seen Goodfellas, Colin? You just finished Breaking Bad, which is one I recommended, and then now you need to watch.
Best show of all time.
It's so good.
Best show.
Now you need to watch Goodfellas, the movie. It's so good.
I had to put that on my list.
Have you ever seen Chuck Norris's Delta Force?
Yes.
I made him watch it the other day.
You didn't make me. I was already watching it when you came down here.
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah.
What did I make you watch the other day?
It was the puppet one. Everybody were puppets. So it was like American Force or
Oh yeah, yeah. The South Park guys made it with the puppets and all that.
okay.
Yeah, America, fuck you.
that's where it came from.
Yeah,
Oh, it was Team America, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that shit in theaters.
That was the one you made me watch.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking of puppets, but I thought of a fear. What's your worst fear? I know it's
Snakes.
randomly off the top. Okay, same snakes.
Yeah.
And which is weird. I have plenty of pictures of like going to zoos and me holding like huge snakes. But like all of a sudden, the last like 3 years,
Yeah,
they're so creepy. Like they look like they have no bones. No legs. They're just slithering and it's ugh.
we'd be walking through the Bass Pro Aquarium, and there's like these stairs you go down, and it goes right next to an anaconda, cage, not cage, but aquarium, and I can't walk next to it. I've never seen snakes on a plane. I hear that's hilarious, but I can't watch it.
I have seen that, and I thought it was funny. I didn't even think it was scary. But thinking of it now that I've grown up, that's horrible.
Tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite quotes for Samuel Jackson. But my biggest fear,
Yeah.
honestly, disappointment. But
Okay. Well,
after that is snakes. After that is snakes.
I
Yeah.
was going to say
that's such a common thing.
Really? You're gonna say commitment? See, I don't even think I would have been scared of snakes if it wasn't for you, because my whole childhood you were terrified of them.
They're just weird because, like, think about them just like they're like here, and then all of a sudden they're freaking, striking at you. It's just creepy.
I remember I would carry our little 22 rifle. It's in the case, or no, it's in the other room. But I would carry it with me, and I would just as far away as I could put the barrel closer to the snake. I'd just like pop its head off real fast and keep going.
It's horrible. I remember you were like, I don't know, 3 maybe. You're young, and you got invited to a birthday party, which, I mean, the only reason I invite kids that young is you're actually about the parents, but it's like a,
Yeah.
And anyway, so go to this birthday party.
Fuck you, they like me.
And well, no, like I'm sure they did, but like, it's like little kids' birthday parties kind of pointless in a way. But anyway, so I go, and apparently it's like single mother's night or something, because like there was no dads there.
Yeah.
Like I was the only dude. And a couple of moms come running inside, there's a snake in the yard, and like kids are out playing in the yard, I'm deathly scared of snakes. I couldn't bitch out. Like
I always find single moms.
yeah, so I'm like, okay. So I go and I walk outside, and luckily I see a shovel. But have you ever tried to swing your shovel from the very, very end of the handle? Like, oh my god, but eventually get it killed. I'm like carrying it out to the ditch, and it's like, far away,
Yeah.
and it's a snake, and it's on a shovel bouncing, so it like slides off, scares the fuck out of me. Like, I almost pissed myself right there. I was far enough away that my little, they couldn't hear it, but so,
You walk back over to the party. Oh, thanks for getting this thing. Yeah, no problem.
oh yeah, I had the shovel over my shoulder, I had the fucking swag walk going. Shit, they like I didn't take my shirt off and show off their chest hairs.
Like a room full of snakes or like a night with like Freddy Krueger, I'd choose Freddy. Like snakes is not it, man.
I feel like I could have took Freddy.
Yeah.
Just
Or like
What you mean?
I like recently watched the Scream movies, and like it's the dumbest villain of all time. They're so easy to kill. It's just a person
yeah,
with a knife.
yeah, it's just a dude.
Freddy Krueger is my favorite like horror movie villain. He's my favorite.
I think I'm gonna go like Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I hate scary movies, but after watching the first Scream, I like watch the rest of them. Because after watching the first one, you're like, oh, this shit's dumb. Like he's obviously not scary. He's not like any mythical creature, or, like a possessed doll or anything. He's the person. But like the scariest movie I watched is like Annabelle, and I don't do scary movies.
I couldn't watch Annabelle.
Scary stuff, no.
Your new stepmom. You know which one?
Yeah. Well, no, I guess I don't. Like the soon-to-be date night one, or the one from Cafe one.
No, the one that you want to be my daughter.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Okay.
Well, you ain't picking up what I'm putting down.
I'm trying. There's so many that you will have like a week of talking to, and then they'll just stop talking.
Yeah, I know, right? It happens more than you think. The booty one.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I knew if I said that, like you would know. Anyway, so
A man never forgets the booty.
she loves scary movies, and she made me go watch The Meg.
Okay, I like the Meg.
That one's fine.
That came out on my birthday, and I went and watched it.
Yeah, but there was 2 actors on it that had like Vine channels.
Yeah, King Batch was on it, I think.
Yeah, there's this other dude. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
But Jason Statham, like,
Yeah, but that movie was so dumb. Like
the second one's even dumber. The first one was way better than the second one.
I see, and like, so like we like had met up and went to go see this movie, right? And then like she quit talking to me almost until Meg 2 came out. So she's like, "You want to go?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, I don't care." And then she quit talking to me again. So,
Only likes the shark movies.
yeah, I think she just used me for Shark Week. So,
Oh, wait a minute.
Seeing sharks don't scare me. Like I could easily be out at sea with a shark, no problem.
Have you swam in the ocean?
Not like deep into the ocean, but yeah, like off the coast.
Yeah, like I went snorkeling with stingrays, and
I've been bit by a stingray, not stung, bit.
no, well, they got Steve Irwin, so you gotta watch him. But I went snorkel diving, with him, and it was like down by the coral. It was like the first time I ever seen like all the Finding Nemo fish out in the wild, and it was down in Grand Caymans, and it's weird because so you're right here at this reef, and on the other side of the reef, the fucking bottom just drops out. Like you go from like, oh, pretty, pretty, pretty to just dark. And I'm like, okay. And so the only thing protecting like Grand Cayman from like having a bunch of sharks and stuff in it is this reef. But there's like 10 foot of water between the top and the reef, so I'm not understanding. And so off in the distance of that like darkness, like it's really deep and everything, and off in the distance there's this outline. And I'm down there snorkeling and I see it, I'm like watching it. It's getting a little closer, a little closer, a little closer. Is that a fin? That's a fin. That's a dorsal fin. Is that shark? And so like the water's getting real warm around me.
Yeah.
And it's still swimming towards us and everything. It's a damn dolphin. But I mean, for sure, it was a shark, and I was gonna die. But
Yeah.
the ocean is so freaky and so weird.
It is, and we've only explored what 7%.
Something like that. Yeah, we can't make it to the bottom of the deepest part.
Because too much, pressure.
Yeah,
We found that out like 2 years ago.
yeah, the rich guys did it.
Yeah.
So
So
then their Xbox controller.
Oh my god! Like, would you got in that?
Absolutely not.
Would you got in that?
If there was another, like,
If that would have showed up with a Logitech controller, 'cause
yeah,
it wasn't even an Xbox or a PlayStation, it was Logitech.
yeah. If they would have had like actual controls, that's my only deciding factor. If it was a different control, I probably would have done it, and I would have
yeah, so,
died.
like think about that. Like if there really is like
Yeah,
life forms out there that we've never even know exist.
Oh, I mean, there's all
Like
kinds of
Kraken's real.
I
that.
wish that'd be
That
amazing.
does not surprise me if it was. I mean, they got them giant squids that are basically cracking like, like
Yeah, they can take down pretty much any.
yeah, like we haven't even found all the species under there.
We found barely any of them.
And the fact that they're the like leading theory about octopus is that that they're aliens.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, the leading theory for to explain an octopus is that it's actually an alien. Probably came from some asteroid or something that crashed into
No,
Earth.
really?
Yeah,
That's like scientific.
yeah.
That's what it is.
I've not seen that.
There's no other reason. There's no other way to explain how it does everything that it does. It does instant camouflage. It problem solves. Its intellect's up there. Like it's. I
It's one of the
forget.
smartest animals.
Yeah, it's better than a toddler, but not past a child.
Okay.
But-
Still, like human level, that's still human.
Yeah, like there was one that was.
Penguins in Madagascar all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one in an aquarium, and it would get out of its enclosure, go over to a fish enclosure, eat some fish, go back over to its enclosure, like take the lid off, go over, take the lid off, put the lid back on, put the lid back on. They didn't know how these fish were coming up missing. They thought somebody was stealing them. And nah, it was this octopus. I was just getting out, going over, having a little midnight snack.
That's freaky.
Come on back.
That's really cool, though.
Yeah.
I've seen something. Do you know who Mark Rober is?
No.
He does like YouTube stuff, but he used to work for NASA, and he does all these like engineering ideas and like records them and posts them.
Mhm.
And he did one. It was a test run for an octopus.
Yeah.
He was putting it through all these trials, and it was able to do all of this amazing problem solving. And if it couldn't figure it out, it figured out that it could cheat the system and like go between the glass and the obstacle, and it would just squeeze itself through past the obstacle and just go to the next one. It is so like, you need to watch the video. It's very interesting.
Yeah, they can squeeze the tire squeeze it.
Yeah, I was gonna,
They don't have both, right? Or they have like
No, it definitely not.
yeah,
They might have like an exoskeleton.
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's dicks and like one of its tentacles too.
Yeah.
Yeah, some weird like that. That seems like a waste.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I know I seen something that an adult, like a fully grown octopus, can fit through a ring, like a ring you wear on your finger. I don't know how true that is. I've seen it one time.
Yeah.
But there's some weird stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen them get through like really tight spots that, I mean, you wouldn't think they'd be able to.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been able to, you know what I mean?
Wow, shit.
Say, just call me, you know, Octo.
Call me Doc Ock, you know what I'm saying?
I'm a village.
Oh my god, yeah, you're gonna get in so much trouble for that one.
Yeah. She can take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
She can take something, apparently.
That couch better be real comfy.
1 inch straight.
That's the most important piece of advice I get about getting married. Get a really nice couch.
Get a really nice
Couch. I remember one time your mom we got into an argument and she got mad at me and she told me to go sleep on the couch. I said, "Why? You're the one that's mad."
How far did that get you?
To the floor.
all the way to the couch.
Honestly, couches ain't bad. Sometimes I probably prefer to sleep on the couch.
Yeah, not a leather couch. Leather couch is horrible to sleep on.
But the whole temperature a lot better. Like they keep the cold a little easier.
And then in the summertime, whenever you wake up,
That's fair point. Peel yourself off.
yeah, you've never been self-conscious till you heard the suction of your belly button coming off a leather couch cushion.
It's like a plunger coming off forehead.
Yeah. Well, I think it's about time for me to go to bed because I'm old.
Sorry to keep y'all so long.
No, it was great. Yeah, we'll have to do it again.
All right.